For the fans, by the fans. Welcome to the only Angels postgame show that keeps it real, win or lose. No filters, no fluff, just raw reactions right after the final out. The Golden Stamos is polished up and somebody's about to take it home. A clutch hit, a game-saving grab, or just straight up hustle. We see you. But if you played like trash, you're getting the dreaded Nacho Night Award. We saw the missed calls, we saw the blown saves, the clutch moments, and the disasters too. Your comments are front and center, and yeah, we read all of them. Wanna let loose? Call in and sound off live. No scripts, no suits, no spin. This is raw, this is real, this is where the fans take over. This is the HITI postgame show with Todd Fox. For the fans, by the fans.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield post-game show on the HITI network, where it's happy birthday, happy anniversary to us as we started this channel by ourselves, getting one follower at a time with no help. Me and Fernando started this bitch up 4 years ago. And we thank every last one of you guys and gals that came on and wanted to cheer us on, cheer the Angels on, and just voice your opinion, to give us your takes and enjoy the content. We appreciate each and every last one of you. With that being said, welcome in on a Friday, a free-for-all Friday, which we'll talk about a little bit of everything, as there was a lot to get to. This game took should have been over an hour ago, 2 hours ago. We should have been able to be well past the post-game show, but it is what it is. Couple rain delays, and we wound up here, and the Angels scored as many runs as they did before the game to end the game. So the Angels lose tonight 2-0, and it sucks because, again, you had some momentum beating Sacramento coming into this one, and you felt that, getting a couple guys integrated back into the team. You get Lamonte there, you get Sam Bachman back on the roster. There, the sky's the limit for him, hoping that he could finally show some things. And then you have a guy like, Christian Moore, which every night since the beginning of the season, everyone's been asking, when's he coming up? When's he coming up? Do you think he's going to come up soon? And I kept saying, I'd say around the deadline or after, depending on the Angels' success, maybe he comes up in September, maybe he's up in August, but I didn't see him coming up before the trade deadline. Why is he up? Well, we'll get into that in a second, but first, before we do that, I just want to say again, thank you to everybody tuning in tonight, and I do want to say a special hello to everybody out there who watched this game all the way through, because it was a tough one to watch, and also, we're by the fans, for the fans. For the fans, by the fans. We've always been front and center with you at the stadium, always been the type of fans to rap with you guys, to also, be there when times are good, times are bad, on and off the baseball field. And we've been here year round. You guys and gals have been able to contact us all year round. We don't just disappear when the Angels aren't playing anymore. And we've done a lot of things in the community. We're very proud of getting, some much needed money and equipment to those kids who have been ripped away from their families. They were thrown into situations of SA and physical abuse. And, they were, these kids, didn't get to, a good friend of mine, Jason Kroom, went over to the Philippines, and he found this cause, these kids that are basically trying to get their lives back together and hopefully get adopted one day. They're over there wanting to play sports, trying to keep their mind off of all the stuff that they've gone through. And HITI was able to, with a couple other organizations, and including an Anaheim council member, donate some money and some equipment so that the kids can play softball and baseball. So a wonderful cause. Pictures will be forthcoming soon. And so there you go. So we appreciate all the help right there. That was a portion of our moolah that went over there that you guys and gals have been donating, not only to the shirts, but also to a good cause like that. And it's something that, it tugged at our heartstrings, and we just went for it. So with that being said, let's get into the game tonight. Disappointment to me is, I don't know how to explain this one. I really don't know how to explain this one, because you look at a guy who, Charlie Morton, man, Charlie Morton's been around for a long time. And he was actually in the minor leagues or drafted not too long after I was playing. Like when I hit the Pittsburgh organization. And dude, this guy's been around for a long time. He played with a teammate of mine in the minors, Jack Wilson. Jack Wilson, his son, he pitched against his son with Oakland or Sacramento, whatever you want to talk, Jacob Wilson. And, Charlie Morton's had the same pitches from day one all the way to here. The only thing that has changed is his velocity and his movement and it's gotten better over time because he was hittable from what I remember in his 20s and early 30s, but it seemed like he got most of his success leaving Pittsburgh, in Houston, and other various places. Charlie Morton's been a beast, and in his later years. And to me, his pitches that the only ones he really has nowadays is the sinker that fades inside to right-handed hitters and the backdoor slider. Those are his two best pitches. If he's not locating those pitches, or if you're not looking for those pitches as his go-to pitches, he also, when he gets ahead of the count, throws a slider or a sweeper, as they call it, way off the outside corner to try to get you to chase. So his MO was the same as it's always been, just with the velocity changing up a little slower. And for a team that strikes out as much as the Angels do, I was just hoping, hey, man, we got to make some contact. You put the barrel in the bat against Charlie Morton, usually good things happen. And he's come in having one of the worst seasons in over a decade for him at the age of 42 or 43. I forget how old he is. And yet he still gets a win. He came in here 2-7, and he'll walk away with a win going 3-7. He pitched 5 innings, 5 hits allowed, no runs, and 10 strikeouts. On a night where we get Christian Moore up here, a guy who's the number 1 touted pick for the Angels. He's the guy of all guys. We want to see this guy succeed. You can't wait to see that infield of Neto, Kochanowicz, and more. It's finally here. But we had a problem tonight. We had no Moncada, of course, still in the IL with a magical finger, which I've been saying for the last 2 weeks. It's an oblique, and yet they won't come out and say it. It's so apparent it's an oblique. But for whatever reason, the Angels are calling it a finger. A finger does not keep you out that long. I'm sorry. Even I've seen guys play with torn ligaments in their hand. That is not a finger. I mean, is your finger at your hip? Is your finger at your rib cage? If you put your finger there, yes. But if you don't have your hand anywhere close to your rib cage or your side, I'm sorry, that's something internal. But I digress. So no Moncada. You put a struggling Renifo over there. And by the way, Renifo's absence on the plate this year and in the batter's box hitting-wise, because this is the most I've seen him actually healthy in the last 3 years. He's the reason why Moore is up here. You got Moncada on the IL. You have Renifo, who's gotten the keys to the Chrysler and can't do nothing with it. He can't do nothing with it. And, I granted there's been some times where he hits the ball really hard, but it's right at somebody. But then there's most nights where he doesn't really strike out as much, but he's always grounding out, popping out. He just doesn't have that magic. And defensively, he's not been that good either. So the reason why Moore is up so early, there's a bunch of reasons. The first reasons are, like I said, Moncada. Second one's Renifo. Third one's Newman. Fourth one's Tim Anderson. So you had 4 guys who could have played that position, either second or third, who have underperformed. Not to mention Kyron Paris, who was up here. That's 5. All have struggled or have been hurt. And then you think about Christian Moore, the athlete. Started slow in AA, got it going, got promoted to AAA, was batting .350 over there, and then was given the keys to the car seat, given the keys to the car to drive. And I think the other reason why he's up here, besides his hitting, is his moxie and his gamesmanship. And you know what he is? What he's been talked about since day one? Being a gamer. And they used to say the same thing about Zach Neto. You know, this guy's a gamer. He's got that it factor. He's got that leadership quality. He's going to be great. And I think you're seeing the same thing from Christian Moore, what everyone talks about. Like, he's got these intangibles that players his age shouldn't have, but he does have it. Now, can he translate that into the skills on the field? So far, defensively, A+ tonight. But I wasn't expecting the dude to go 4 for 4 in a grand slam. We all know that Zach Neto didn't get off to a hot start either. So what's got to be preached with Christian Moore around all the hype that came around him? Patience. As fans, we have to be patient to know that this guy's going to come up with zero expectations. We're going to have to just see where this goes and just try to see if maybe he's going to flip a switch and get going. But for right now, expect some strikeouts. Expect, some boneheaded plays maybe. Or, hey, man, he should have picked up on that. But tonight, I was encouraged. There were some pitches outside he let go. He wasn't chasing. For the most part, not too bad, not too shabby. Had a couple nice swings. He got under one, kind of hit it off the end of the barrel of the bat, hit it right to the freaking shortstop. Not bad. Things will happen for him. Things will happen for him. But for right now, if you're to ask me if the Angels are in contention and don't lose stupid games like they did tonight, who are they going to go after to help beef up this team moving forward? And I would say if the pitching stays the same, you don't have to throw, which you don't want to do, away some prospects for a starting pitcher. Make a call to St. Louis and pick up Nolan Arenado. But Todd, who do you give up for Arenado? Not much. 2 low-level prospects and eat that contract. Eat the contract. You might not even have to give up a low-level prospect or 2. You can have them. If you eat that contract, St. Louis will gladly give you Arenado. And what does Arenado do? He doesn't get hurt, number 1. Number 2, he plays pretty good defense at third. And number 3, he provides legitimate power and backup to Mike Trout. So you would probably go Trout Arenado instead of Trout Ward. And you can move Ward way down the lineup if you want, where he should be, like around 7 behind Adell. Have Ward protect Adell. That's much better than the other. But my point being is you would shore up the lineup. You'd have freaking Arenado at third. You'd have Neto at short. You'd have Moore at second and Shawano at first. That's a really, really good infield. That's just my thoughts on it. I think that's how you can beef up this team because tonight, again, you have 4 wins and how many losses? Let's see, 4 wins and it's insane. The disparity. You're pretty much 29-9. 29-9 when scoring 4 or more runs. When scoring 4 or less, you're 4-26. So, again, do I think the pitching is going to stay lights out or at least leave you in most games all year? If everyone stays healthy, I think they're going to have their bad nights, but again, winnable game here, guys. 8 hits allowed by Baltimore. They gave you a couple chances to score some runs. You couldn't do nothing. And by God, the smartest thing I've seen Ron Washington do in a couple of weeks was walk Laureano. I've never seen, or Laureano, whatever. I've never seen a hitter own the Angels like this dude does. This guy, I want to call so many improper names, I can't do it on here. I can't stand that guy. I've been to about 4 or 5 baseball games between Oakland and the other teams he's been on where the guy is literally a shit fuck as far as against the rest of the league, batting 150, batting 201, just an absolute nobody. Nobody. Like, lucky to be on the roster player. He plays the Angels and he has 15 career home runs. And he probably has double the amount of catches that Rob hits and home runs. He's the most annoying fuck out there right now. That I despise him every time I see him. And yet, what does he do? They pitch to him and he hits a home run. Like on cue. I mean, we wouldn't have won the game anyway because we can't score one. So the game was effectively over in the second inning. But Laureano just adds a little salt to the wound. 2-0. A failure on epidemic proportions. As bad as Baltimore is, they put the ball in play and don't strike out as much. They've had injuries. They've had pitching problems. One of the worst staffs in baseball, yet they shut us out. They had only 6 strikeouts tonight. Most of their guys are batting 225 or higher. We have a bunch of guys batting below that. And let's just go over this lineup again. 1 walk from Neto. That's it. 33 total at bats. You strike out almost half the amount of times. 15 times. 15. How many more of these double digits do you have to see? We've struck out 16 times twice this year. The record so far, the high is 18 out of 29 outs. Another 15 strikeout performance. You just can't win games like that. You need to put the ball, and this is a lineup tonight without Dumbo ears up there, without the most consistently inconsistent hitter in Taylor Ward, a guy who needs to be traded. Hell, give him to St. Louis along with Mancada. Throw him in there, man. Don't even give up a prospect. But you had, in the first 4 batters of this game, actually, I'll take away Kochanowicz because he's batting 283. You had Kochanowicz with a hit, Trout with a hit, Soler with a hit, Ohapi with a hit, 2 hits more for Adell, 2 hits for Renifo. But you had 2 strikeouts for Neto, 1 for Kochanowicz, 2 for Trout, 3 for Soler, who again, you just can't hit a slider down the middle. He's golfing. I don't know why he can't lay off the low pitch. Just golfing. And the backdoor sliders from Morton were just fooling Trout and him. The only one that was on that backdoor slider was Ohapi, but unfortunately he was out in front and fouled him off. Christian Moore said, "Hey, I'm going to become an Angel. First at bat, strikeout. Boom, you're official, baby. Welcome to the show." But by far, what a pickup by Perry Manassian. So first impressions are the impression we're supposed to get because, again, you're picking up a guy from a team that wasn't even batting 200. And there's some pages on here that were just like, hey, we got Lamonte Wade Jr. Yeah, Lamonte Wade Jr. Yeah, you take that 533 OPS and shove it straight up your keister. 162 average, a homer, and 15 RBIs. Praise God, we got an outfielder. So he's like, you know what? Christian Moore, you're an official Major League Baseball player with the Angels. You struck out in your first at bat. I'll show you how it's done, Rook. And Christian Moore's like, whatever are you talking about, Mr. Lamont? Well, I struck out before your first strikeout. I'm going to proceed to strike out not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times tonight in 4 at-bats. Including, I'll end the game with a strikeout. That's how good I am. That's what you have to aspire to become an Angel. So Lamont taking an Angel's stance to the extreme by striking out. He wasn't happy with the hat trick. No, he went full-on golden sombrero in his first major league start with the Angels. Hopefully not too many of these left for him. Kochanowicz, tough luck loser, 3-8. Only gives up 2 runs and 4 hits and 4 1/3. Then the rain came, Brogdon came in, Burke came in, Strickland came in, Neris came in. And other than 3 walks by Burke, the Angels didn't allow anything. The problem is, after Morton left, which he wasn't allowing anything, the rest of the Orioles proceeded not to allow anything either. So this game, it didn't matter if they cut it off. And I kind of wish at this point, to improve some of these stats, that they just said, hey, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to rain. Cancel the game. But no, the Orioles, with a stellar record of 28-40, 3 of those 28 wins have come against the Angels. They beat us 2 out of 3 at home, and they proceeded to take game 1 so far on the road. It's pathetic. I mean, pathetic is the only word I can come up with right now. So many adjectives, but pathetic is the only one right now. Absolutely pathetic. You lose to a 42-year-old tonight, a guy that is far past his prime. Still has some good stuff, but god damn, dude. That's embarrassing.
Oh no. What happened? Oh no, how terrible. That's just awful. How terrible. Oh no.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but it was terrible. I don't see how you you ruined this guy's beginning. Christian Moore, baby. He's here. But not a good start for the Angels. They're a weird game again because you're playing in Baltimore and you have off and on rain. There's Fernando. See, he was there for the draft. What other page was at the draft? Nobody! Not yummy tasting nut. Nobody was there, but Fernando was there representing HITI, as he always does. He was yelling. That was the battle cry when we got more in the first round last year. So let's just go. I'm super frustrated tonight. So if I feel a little bit out of it, that's why, dude. I'm just frustrated. So we didn't get the win. We lost from start to finish tonight. So it's this song. So who gets the Golden Stamos tonight? I think I have to give it to the 41-year-old, not 42-year-old Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton deserves the Golden Stamos tonight as he pitched his ass off, getting 10 strikeouts in 5 innings pitched. In a game it seems to take forever, but he got the 5 innings in to get the award. Now, who gets the Nacho Night Award?
For the worst performance of the night. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night. Oh,
The fart at the end's the best. Look, I'll just say this. I mean, anytime, we've said it before, when a pitcher gets slaughtered out there, when he sucks, he gets the Nacho Night. When hitters get a, 3 strikeout performance or they ground into multiple double plays, things like that earn you the Nacho Night Award. But by far, if you go out of your way to suck at every at-bat and do what about 95% of us could do at this very moment and strike out every at-bat, well, then you get the Nacho Night Award at your supposed prime. And that goes to Lamonte Wade Jr. making his Angel debut with a golden sombrero. You suck, sir. You suck. So he gets the diarrhea nachos I had the other night. He sure does. So with that being said, we're going to read all the comments, and we might get a special phone call tonight too, just to lighten the mood, because it has been a crazy, crazy week. Now, before I do, I'm going to have an advertisement soon, but we have a Nacho shirt that is going to be going online, but this one is going to sell, and it's going to sell fast. So you got to get your hands on this one. Already sold a few. It's the HITI Network shirt in anniversary of the 4 years that we've been on the tube here and everything else doing our thing. Wait, there you go. It's a Halos in the Infield Network shirt, the official shirt of us. You help our cause, we help you out, and also giving away a few of those to the people that have pitched in. So there you go. Artie Sucks leads it off with, I don't want to see Wade Jr. ever again. Amen to that. Grillmaster says, it's Spritz o'clock.
Spritz o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
Grillmaster says balls, and the Apple curse, the Apple TV curse. Yeah, they suck on Apple TV. Horrible record.
For you to check out what I want. I want balls and John
Apple TV curse. Tamir 20 says typical. Every time they have a day off, they play like shit. Also, we got Tamir 20 saying, and why wouldn't Taylor Ward pinch hit for Bum Wade? Because they're playing the percentages. That's the one time they get away from the analytics. And they're all, let's play the percentages, and it really doesn't work. So you had, that sucked right there by Dan Rios. Me love you long time right there. Spritz and no Stukas by Dan Rios. Also, James says, I blame the 2 rain delays and Apple TV for tonight's loss. Also, happy anniversary, HITI. Love you, Todd. Been a fan since day one. Best Angels podcast. No fake takes like Gavin D's nuts. Yes, Gavin does suck, and I appreciate that, Grill Master. I really do. Especially, I mean, we should have a reunion tonight with our boy Big 20, but I haven't heard from him since he's been working and graduating.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
Jim says, no King's Day mean we no longer have to take a knee for their Royal Highness Sir Artie. Hopefully that's the case right there, because I can't stand Artie right now. Especially with the news that we're talking about. Jim was saying that what was it, Wade Jr.? What was it, Miley Wade or Wade something, Wade Miller? One of those players from the Cardinals or Reds. I forget who it was. I have to look that up. But he's been one of the suppliers or one of the guys that got Skaggs hooked in the first place. Is that court case is getting some crazy testimony, and we'll know more in the coming days. Joseph says sometimes it's an after party, sometimes it's a support group. Either way, I love this place. This is our safe space to honk and hate. Robert says Wade looks like freaking Hamilton up there. He does. Damn, too much rain delays, Jesus says. Also, 15 strikeouts just doesn't cut it. Randy says, bro, not pinch hitting Ward there was fucking dumb as hell. Washington is a moron. Jim says, we simply bow to Fox only. Oh, I appreciate that, Jim. Angel's grandma says, happy 4th anniversary. I was there from the beginning. Love HITI. Love you too, Angel's grandma. Also, Apple TV right there, Tamir 20. Also, I can't wait for Lamont to be DFA'd. Balls, and buttercupped. We didn't have the lead right there. Robert says, honestly, Morton beat us, set up the hitters by spotting his fastball and killed it with a breaking stuff. He sure did. Also, go figure, 41-year-old Morton, who's had no success this year, looks like his prime on this team. against us. Nick says Lamont is going to be Vernon Wells. I can't talk right now. Randy says Savage Garden James. We never had a lead. Also, damn, Todd, you're old. Robert, shut up. Randy says Calamate Rob. He's only 2 years older than I am. Or checkmate. Damn, 2 rain delays messed up the Angels' momentum, and also Christian Moore will be okay. He will get used to MLB pitching, and happy 4th year anniversary. Appreciate that. Also, balls, and Q Savage Garden. Halo Nation says, should we assume Trout is done? No, he got a hit tonight. I just didn't like the fact that he was ultra not aggressive tonight. James checks in with, I'm used to Angel home games. Why didn't I hear any of this? Oh, yeah, it's because we're on the road. Morton throws his curveball more than any other pitch. Dude, that was a backdoor slider, bro. He was throwing that sucker with ease. Randy says balls in Washington sucks balls. Luke says, Todd, we have a Soler problem. He doesn't fit in the lineup at all. 2 home runs in his last month while hitting 206. And you know what I'm getting tired of, Luke? I'm getting tired of them saying, hey, he's sitting. Hey, he's sitting on 199. He needs one more for 200. Hey, 199 for 200. Hey, 199 for 200. Hey, it's every at bat. And Wayne Randazzo was like, hey, Dontrell, did you know he has 199 home runs with that terrible pompadour? Artie Sucks says, what's our record on Apple TV? I know we're like it. I know probably Grillmaster will pull it up, but I swear to God, I've only seen 1 or 2 games. I think me and Dominic did 2 games from what is it called, the watch parties, and they won 2 of them, and I think both of them were against Seattle last year. I could be mistaken, but every other game we played on Apple TV, man, we get beat up bad. Angel Sucks says the Wade guy has to go. He's a lost cause loser. Luke Johnson says balls, and 15 goddamn strikeouts. Way too much.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
15 strikeouts. Also, Randy Yaz says whoever actually believed Ron was going to do anything with his team. Y'all remember the squads he had in Texas? They were kind of stacked, and they still couldn't win a damn thing. Renifo is ruining it. He's ruining it. Well, I mean, I wish we had Mancada, because Mancada's actually been a lot better than we expected. And if you have him over there at third base, and then you could throw more in there at second base along with Neto and Shonawell, I'm good with that until we get – because I have a feeling we're going to get our boy Arenado. I think he's going to be our boy before the season's over. I think that's just the kind of trade this team is going to wind up making. And it might just work out. My lips, you're ruining it. Yep. Also, Luke Johnson says, cheers to 4 years of HITI spritzing all night. Thank you, Luke. Right back at you. You get out of it what you put into it. And yes, if you put in a lot of stuff into it, you get a lot out of it too. But sometimes you don't. Yeah. But let's see. Where is that one right now? Now I have to find that one. Did they get screwed up again? No. Let's play this one in the meantime.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Let me tell you something about my guy, John Stamos. So I was able to go in the back bedroom and unscrew the old balls and running up my butt right now. You get out of it what you put into it. John Stamos choked on me. He was so great.
Robert says, we're slump busters. Every dry streak dream at a bar. Once we walk through it, Okay, I think you messed up on that one, Robert. Kylo says, got shut out by the Orioles legend Charlie Morton. Tyler says, late night Lamont my ass. Caught looking Lamont. Patrick said, trade Ward, Adell, Renifo, and Soler. Unload the dead weight and get some picks and prospects and bring up the youngsters. Hell yeah. Randy says, did I not call his debut? I said on a question of the day that he wouldn't get a hit tonight. It's hard to go to the next level, especially the show, and keep the hot streak going. You sure did. Saucy says another 1,000,000 strikeouts, 2 and 5 on the road trip. Another thing Robert says is enough with the talk of waiting for Trout to feel better before he works in the outfield. Leave him at DH. Fuck he producing, let alone playing. Yes, because you got to take what you can get with him right now. Patrick says, Todd, I know it will cheer you up. Balls in my mouth. And the sad thing is, having met you a couple times, Patrick, I could see you saying it live when you're like, "Hey, Todd, it's me. Balls in my mouth."
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and
John
in your
Stamos.
mouth. Patrick Creel also says, "Don't forget about 714 tickets. 714 tickets." Tired of paying service fees and taxes for tickets and concerts? Well, guess what? There's an alternative, and that is 714 Tickets. Yes, 714 Tickets is the price you see, is the price you get. Ron Holt has set up this website for you and for us as Halos in the Infield fans. And by putting in HITI in the promo code, you get 10% off of your purchase every time. Not just one time when you sign up. No, every time. And not just for the Angels, not just for the Dodgers, for basketball, football, hockey, and concerts. Use the 10% off HITI code as much as you want. Isn't that great? Plus, you get 5% more of savings off of your purchases for future purchase of tickets going forward. 714 Tickets is awesome because, again, the price you see is the price you get, and you don't pay all these crazy service fees and taxes. If it's $28, well, guess what? It's $28 plus the 10% off you get by using Halos in the Infield, HITI, at checkout. So what are you waiting for? 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets. Tell them Halos in the Infield sent you.
One more loss, which could have been a win. You call yourselves professionals. I have never, ever seen a worse group of 25 players. You don't think as a team. You don't play as a team. You don't even lose as a team. You all got your heads so far up your butts, you can't even see the light of day.
Yeah, that's poor Ron Washington after a bender right there. Let's see, getting back to it, Randy Oz checks in with, "I wouldn't put Trout back in the outfield ever again. Let Lugo and Paris figure out the fly ball. Screw it." As my voice cracked. Robert says, "Put Trout in the 5 spot. It seemed like he was thriving right there with the less." And, I liked him there at 5 too. But again, we're like, now we got to screw with things. Rendon for Arenado, third base, huh? I agree. And you have to eat that contract with Arenado, and you have to eat the contract of number 6. Unlikely we get Arenado. We got to be really good. Not really. I'm telling you, not really. Let's see. Do you want Hendricks in the rotation right now? Keep him in there. He's eating innings. Bullpen did hold it down. Randy Oz saying, "We sure that was a ton call, or does someone have a hint at him to walk him, or that was Ron's call to walk the Laureano?" Yeah, dude, Laureano, whatever. I hate that guy, dude. Randy wants to call him a name. Jim says, also Tyler Skaggs makes national news today. Prepare to bend over Artie. I hope so. Robert says, "Damn Todd, family show. I try to keep it PG." Also, Laureano, whatever his name is, he had played for Ohio, the Braves, among other teams. Also, my son wants to know what a shit fuck is now. Sorry. I can picture him saying it too. That is so awesome. Robert says, "I'm gonna have to go watch Gavin now."
emotional damage.
On everybody, my name is Gavin Carlson, former credential journalist
Hey,
in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut?
No.
If you don't know who I am, what's
You want
going on,
your son
everybody?
to
My
say
name
a
is
yummy
Gavin
tasting
Carlson,
nut?
former credential journalist in the LA area. Spent not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 years covering UCLA sports, specifically with the Daily Bruin, writing articles, conducting interviews, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we
Cracking
get
a
it.
good
We
source
get
of protein with, how about a yummy
You're not there anymore.
tasting nut? I love the nut. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Had me fired up.
Mateo says, "Let me just say that more call is bad. He doesn't like him up there this early." Demetrius says, "Laugh my ass off. Lamont Wade Jr. voice had me dying." Also, I can't wait for Lamont to be benched. Let's see. Also, Randy says, "Not only the end of the game with that K, but just watches it go by. Effing a-hole." Mateo says, "Sorry, guys. I would stick around, but I just got back from Tahoe. I'm going to bed." He's had a long night. Tamir 20 says, a player sucks when he gets traded for cash or a player to be named. Yeah, and the Angels are like, start him. Grillmaster says, "Bullpen is good, man. We need offense, bats hitting. Hit the freaking ball." Luke says, "This team won't be buying at the deadline. That's for sure. They need to sell off some expiring contracts." Yes, but you may be able to get a guy who's owed a lot of money if you eat the contract for at least this year. Tyler says it's a toss-up between Ward and Laureano for Todd's favorite players. And you know what scares me, though? What scares me is the number that he picked. Christian Moore picked the number 4, which is, if you want to know who's been famously wearing number 4, well, let me get that to you right now because I pulled this up earlier. I found a really cool site that actually tells you every number that the Angels have worn, like which players have worn it. And the first player was George Thomas in the 60s, and he had Jim Parasol, George Thomas, Jim Parasol again, Chuck Carter, Sandy Alomar Sr., Chuck Cottier, Sandy Alomar again, Tony Caligliero, Ken McMullen, Doug Howard, yes, I know all household names, Joe LaHoud, Dan Briggs, Joe LaHoud, Bobby Grich. Bobby Grich wore it for several seasons between the years of 78 and 86. Then, of all things, Gary DiSarcina, before he went to number 3 and number 33, he wore it in 1989. You had Angels All-Star Craig Graybeck. You had Chad Kruder, Brett Hemphill, Dave Silverstreet. You had Brandon Phillips in 2017 was the next one. So for 18 years, nobody wore the number 4 until Brandon Phillips came over from the Reds. Then you had Louis Renifo wear it in 2019 and 2020. Then you had Jose Iglesias in 2021. And then of all players to wear the famous number 4, Squid, Andrew fucking Velasquez. That's a cursed number now. And Christian Moore is going to try to reverse that curse. Boy, you've got an uphill battle. First, you get drafted by the Angels, and then for some reason you pick number 4. You are trying to really curse yourself. What a shit game. It's a Smurf says over there on TikTok. She says, where the hell is Mancada and Ward? Should have kept Lugo in the lineup. Let's see. I kind of agree right there. Mancada's hurt. Ward had a special day off. The way Morton pitched tonight, I wish he was in our rotation, Tamir 20 says. And then I'm beyond pissed off right now. The 2022 intro by Grillmaster. Flash says, no matter how bad the Orioles are, the Angels always struggle against them. And that is very frustrating, but very true. Artie Moreno nachos right there. Todd was blowing mud. I sure was. Those are terrible. Balls, and thongs. I don't want to think about that one. Amsbush says Angels play their annual scared of 500 game. That's hilarious because they do play stupid like that. When they have a chance to get to 500, there you go. What colors do you have, Todd? Right now, that one's in navy blue. The other shirts that we have, they're on the site. You can see we have different ones right there. Useless Trucker says, I'm in Baltimore, rain and flash floods. Good luck right there, Useless Trucker. Please get out of that weather. Duran says, DFA more. Wow. Randy says the T-shirts are super good this year, folks. I promise they sure are. Wade Miley, that's the guy. Yes. Dimitri also says, are the shirts Gideon brand again? The brand makes me itchy. No, they're not actually. They are, what's the brand here? They are Cotton Heritage. So it's actually a pretty good brand. These shirts are very lightweight as well. So they're not like a heavy cotton. They don't shrink, stuff like that. They're pretty good. Christian Moore was born during 2002 World Series. What a trip. That is true. Dimitri also says 15 strikeouts and 18 left on base. My God. Charlie Morton did turn back the clock right there. Patrick Carrillo also says, I wear my 2002 dugout jacket for the World Series 2002 patch on it and all the time scream balls in my mouth. 18 left on makes my dick soft. That's terrible. Dino says, I want Devers and Duran from Boston, willing to give up anyone except Neto. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't want to give the house for a couple players like that. Although Devers is nice, Duran is as well. But man, you'd have to give up a lot. And we just don't even have that in the bank because we've been cashing all them checks. Dan says, anyone else watch the Yankees Red Sox game? They were in a delay. Boone got thrown out again. Then we have Wash, the emotion of a turd. Some bad calls on the plate. Washington doesn't budge. Fire Washington. Also, fuck it, let's go. Randy says Angels have been in a team full of players to be named the last decade. Also, Robert says, fuck it. Let's go all in on third place. Screw up the next 5 years. No, that West is winnable, Rob. We could do this. Robert says the West is winnable if we had 2 more starters. Again, that's where I agree to disagree, because again, we need some freaking hitting. I think we can go with a mediocre rotation against this division. I really do. I think you can win it with subpar pitching. We just need the goddamn hitting to come through, and we haven't had it. Randy says Bachman is bad, Rob. Detmers can start again. I hope he's joking. Haha, yeah, let's F up another pitcher. Hey, Robert says, hey, no Deo count. I thought we did it when win or loss. Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, we had no runs tonight. Drew says, I don't go in on Washington. I think he had some bad habits, but he has really good coaching habits on ALS. But look, I still think the Angels, Ron Washington's done a decent job with his team, but he's also been hamstrung by analytics. So I kind of give him a C so far. Alex says we suck again. Tyler's chiming in with a squid is an inspiration to all the young talent coming up. Dude, how dare you? How dare you? Jim also says, okay, epic fail. Your pronunciation of Angel royalty from the 60s and 70s has earned you an extra nacho award. So bad that you get extra processed cheese with a rubber chicken. Dude, that again, I was explaining it to Jim when we were at the stadium. Dude, those nachos were disgusting. And yes, I did get super chorro with those, man. That was disgusting. Buying my shirt this weekend. Thank you. Same website. Yes. And we also have another one coming up for the next homestand on the 21st. We're going to have in conjunction with my bro that used to be the manager over at Noble and now over at HITI, we have for $40, you can get a shirt of whatever size you want. It's an Angels / drunkard shirt. It's like it's a cool design by my boy Josh. He also has what is it for his website and stuff like that. He's got HITI sponsored on it, but $40 gets you a free beer, a free shirt, and a ticket to the game. So if you guys want to come down to Bruheim on Saturday between 2 and 5 before the game, you can pick up that package. But it's actually really good if you can start purchasing those tickets. You can go to 714 Tickets because we're also in conjunction with them. So it's going to be all in the same section. So you'll have a lot of HITI fans there. You'll have a lot of other pages with their fans there. And basically the $40 package through 714 Tickets. You just have to mention Bruheim, and that'll be the $40. You bring in your ticket or show your ticket on your phone, and then you'll get the free shirt, the free pint, and we might have some extra stuff to give away on the 21st at Bruheim. So there you go. We'll be pushing that one because we're trying to get those tickets out right away because we bought up an entire section. So for the 21st, we'll be large and in charge in the section that I don't have the exactly where we're sitting yet, but yeah, you want to check that out. We'll do that for sure. Yes, it was the helmet nachos that I got in the outfield. Those were terrible. Also, Randy said, I know we won't win a playoff game, but man, a Western Division crown would be fucking great. Robert says, still fuck Wade makes me miss Gritchett. Patrick says, my dad calls diarrhea the screaming shits. Alex said, had a feeling we'd lose on national TV. Yeah, we just cannot win there. Robert says, can we hire those protesters outside Angel Stadium the last 2 days, switch out those flags and signs for sell the team signs, asking for a friend? Well, you know what? The rumor is that they are paid protesters, most of them. So maybe if we can pull up some money, we can possibly do that. I would be very happy if we could do that because yeah, we need to put some pressure on Artie. I'm tired of him in general. I think we know he's responsible for the way we are, but it's just embarrassing with a team playing as bad as the Orioles are, and we literally lose to them again for the third time in 4 tries. I was really hoping for better results tonight, but losing 2-0, and of course, the other teams that we would need to lose don't. So the Angels go from 2nd to 4th place like that. 2 games under 500. Seattle, I think are they going to win tonight? Let me see the score here. Yeah, they're going to win tonight. So they're ahead of us now as well. They're going to be 4.5 back of Houston, who won. Texas won. So yeah, it's like that gets pretty frustrating because, had they won a couple of those games, they should have, they could have been on a 9-game streak right now. But no, we got to lose some dumb games that were very winnable. And we're now back right where we started. 2 games down. Jimmy Piersall, a major movie was made about him. Fear strikeouts. He had mental issues. Did not know about that. Dan Real says, I honestly don't know who the Wade guy is. He's garbage, though. There was that. What did we give up? Rendon, right? Yeah, right. We gave up nothing. Cash considerations. And like someone said earlier, anytime someone's traded for cash considerations means, well, they're not really worth that much. Even though they say cash, it's never really told what they were traded for. So unless I get a call in right here, then we'll pretty much just go with what is it? What is it? I left the link. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get somebody on right now. Putting the bat signal out there again.
And they taste fantastic.
Scores for tonight. See, he's just jumping in on the show, the bastard. You have your own show that you only do for 20 minutes when you're not in your mom's basement, and you say you do it every night, but then you take nights off. Stop it, Gavin. Mariners 7, shitfucks 2. That game is in the 9th inning. Pirates over the Cubs 2-1. Nationals lose at home to the Marlins 11-9 in a slugfest. 33 total hits in that game. Phillies shut out the Blue Jays 8-0. Reds get blasted by the Tigers 11-5. Tigers are 46-25. Yankees losing extras to the Red Sox, who were wearing green. Rays over the Mets 7-5, who came back from 5-1 down. Atlanta all over Colorado 12-4. Rangers beat the White Sox 3-1. Astros defeat the Twins 10-3. And the Athletics hold on against the Royals 6-4. Brewers over the Cardinals 3-2. Diamondbacks over the Padres 5-1. And the Giants over the Brooklyn 6-2. Yamamoto loses his 5th game. We have a special caller, and I think she's been away on a road trip. Marcia, how you doing?
Hey, bud, what's going on? How have you been? It's been quite a while.
It has been quite a while. I heard you were on a humanitarian effort there.
I guess you could call it that. You said you're telling everybody. I was listening to the show the other day, and you were saying that I was overseas. Well, you were partially right. I work over at C's Candy.
Okay.
Over there in La Cañada.
Okay.
I've been working there for a couple of days now. Pretty nice gig.
Nice. So I did hear something that Marcia was chasing semen working for that show Deadliest Catch, but she was well, I'm talking third person here, but that was from the comment that, Marcia, you were on the ship Deadliest Catch. So you were looking for semen and you were completely disappointed. See, I slaughtered the setup, so the joke didn't work. So go on.
No, it was good. Hey, pal, it was good. Nothing to worry about there. No, see, I don't go out to get the semen. The semen come to me.
How about a yummy tasting nut, right?
Exactly. How about 2? Yeah, I've been with a couple of guys who lost a nut. There was just one there. It was kind of weird.
Now the rumor,
I won't mention any names. Grill.
Grill. Marcia, question. Since you've left the league, you left the Atlanta Dream. You used to play in the WNBA for all those that don't know. But you're a huge Angel fan. And you've got size 17 feet. And you have an infinity for surfers.
Yep.
With all that being said, there's been a rumor that Brittany Griner might be packing both balls and, both. She might have both sides. Is that true with you, or do I need to ask Grillmaster about that?
Oh, no. I'm going to tell you, I've said it once. I'll say it again. All woman here. 100% Virginie. All woman. I pulled down my cargo shorts. Guess what you see? Love taco. Swamp patch. Fur burger. Furback turtle.
Beef curtains.
It's there. It's there, Todd. All woman. Now, see, I had my encounters with some steroids, and that's for the issue I was dealing with after that. But I'm all woman, Todd. I'll tell you that much right now.
Well,
all of it.
Especially when you laugh like that. We
Oh,
it's
yeah.
almost, yeah, it's 100%.
Well, my dad always said I had a real pretty laugh.
Only your dad. Listen, the Archangel says because the Angels were shut out, I'm wearing a barbed wire G-string and my baseball's covered in baby oil. He talks a lot about baby oil. Would you like to have another HITI hookup with maybe Archangel?
I don't know, a HITI hookup or a DD hookup? All that oil there. Hey, I'm not one to shy away some baby oil. You know, I like to move the furniture up against the wall, throw some baby oil on, just slide around the floor here and there. It's kind of fun. But you know, I don't know about the barbed wire. That's very Cactus Jack of you.
Well, I've noticed that some of our fans are very hardcore, not only on their baseball takes, but see, he says I have bottles of it, so he stores it just like Diddy.
Oh, what? Hey, you single? You know, I'm still looking for that. I'm still looking for that baby, Todd. I just all I need to do is land a guy to, you know, slip me the weenie, and then you know, get me impregnated. I have no strings attached. I've mentioned it before. No strings attached. Just want to have my baby, and then I'll just get my tubes tight. That's my plan. That's my plan. All while working at See's Candy.
So,
this is my pitch, Roger. Hello. Would you like to try our new truffle of the day? Here, let me put it in your mouth for you. There you go. Yeah, that's nice. Let's get some chocolate on those, man. You got a pretty mouth. You know that, sir?
Listen, Marsha, I mean, you could palm a C's box of candy in your hand, right? Like easy. You don't even have to like close the grip. Like you got some serious huge hands there. Oh yeah. Let me tell you, I could get maybe 2 or 3 of them on there, kind of like a waiter with the dishes. He's kind of holding on them. I could do that, no problem. I got an amazing grip for you fellas out there. Hey, I got an amazing grip. Just so you know. But the Archangel says I have an erection in your direction.
Oh, hey now.
He has it facing La Cañada right now.
Oh boy. Head on up to La Cañada. I'll be well, I'm not working there right now. They're closed, but if you ever want to stop by and see me, I'm right there off of Foothill.
Are you making?
So, come by and say hi.
Well, they just have to look for your feet off of Foothill. But how did you land that job? I mean, do you make more money at See's Candy than you did in the WNBA? Well,
I've made some good money with the WNBA, but no, I'm making way more money at See's Candy. Let me tell you what, I was shocked when they gave me my check. I was like, "What? You're paying me this much for this? This is amazing." But yeah, so no, you know, I didn't have much experience. I truly believe I was hired just on my good looks. And the fact that I'm hot as hell.
That's true.
Yeah, it is. I mean, one look at me, they're like, "Oh man, chocolate and her? Hell yeah!"
You're gonna dip yourself in that chocolate. Robert suggested I need some tissues for you in the studio because it's getting so hot. Grillmaster's thinking about you with chocolate and some whipped cream. I don't know what that means.
Oh, Grilly, you remember? Oh, you know what Grilly likes? He likes the strawberries with the chocolate, and I perfectly place a strawberry on each nipple, and then I just go to town and I motorboat him.
Oh, I don't know what's worse, you saying you motorboat him, or if he were to motorboat you.
Oh no! I'll tell you what. I have like 2% fat in my body, Todd. So I got to motorboat him.
So, as the kids
speaking of motorboating, go ahead, bud.
I'm sorry. So as the kids say, he was riding your surfboard, your abs.
Exactly. Yeah. I actually developed a seventh ab. I don't know if you've known that was possible, but it's true. It's right in the middle.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. But I could pop that sucker out if I need to. Anyway, I was saying, speaking of motorboating, I caught that episode a while back of the great Todd Fox showing us some butt cheek.
Oh, come on, don't go there. I was hoping you wouldn't have seen that.
Oh, no. I'm bringing it up, pal. Let me tell you what. I had some mixed emotions. I was looking at it because, first of all, hey, look, everyone knows we got a platonic relationship, me and Todd. We're buds. We're pals, right?
I guess so.
Nothing sexual here. I mean, maybe in the past, but not now.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that, and I said, wow, that's nice. That's all I said. I was trying to be respectful. I was going to get dirty, but, I'm going to be respectful. I said, hey, those are two nice little Hawaiian sweet buns. And that doesn't look, I don't recognize that song. That doesn't look like one of mine.
That's definitely not one of yours.
It's not? Okay, I just want to make sure because I am missing a couple. Grilly, you know what? You give me a call if you have one. I could use them. Let me tell you, I've been going commando for 2 days. And it's getting fishy down there.
Oh, come on. Let's keep it away from the deadliest catch because that possibly could be. Eric says so.
Deadliest catch is in my pants, let me tell you.
Follow the smell of tuna. Eric says, so is a Marsha a pitcher or a catcher?
Oh, I'm whatever you want me to be, pal. Outfielder, manager, I'll do it all.
Randy says, how does Todd know it's definitely not one of his? Look, if I was wearing one of yours, no offense, but I think I could put the sides around my shoulders. So,
that's not mine. Todd could get mine, put him on, wrap him up his back around the top of his head, and pretend he's on a swing. That's how big mine are.
You would push me on the tree?
Yeah. I need I can't just get your typical G-string on anyway. I got to get something with a little more, how can I say, a little more support. Gotta hold up those beef curtains. You know what I'm talking about, Todd?
Nope. Woo! By the way, Robert's Archangel says you're a catcher. Robert says Marsha is the only original two-way player, not Ohtani. Randy says he's stumbling all over his words. Todd has seen Marsha's panties. It's confirmed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I showed it to him. Doesn't mean we did anything, but I showed him to him. I used to do that, walk around. Hey, look at my panties. That's how I got into the WNBA.
See, that's the problem, though. You would tell me, hey, look at my panties. I'd have to look up to see them, So tall.
Todd thought it was a parachute. Yeah, so, but anyway, so you should have seen me in the interview for that Seas Kennedy role. I was all dolled up, Todd. Had my hair done up, put some nice fresh makeup on, made myself look really good. I got that what's that guy's name? That Cole guy that just won the Tony. I got that nice little fur patch on my chest there, showing through the dress.
She have
really Colascola or Colascola, whatever his name is.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But we'll just go.
Yeah, he just won a Tony. He was wearing a dress and he had a big hairy chest band. You know what? I envy him.
Okay, I forget you watched those shows.
That was nice.
I'm trying to get away from thinking about hair on your chest, but Eric says, Marsha, favorite song to boink to? I see you being a big Prince fan.
I dig Prince, but the Discovery Channel song, the We Ain't Nothing But Mammals.
Oh, jeez.
Dig that one playing in the background. That one's fun.
You and me, baby.
And then we just get real crazy. We start making ape sounds. Oh, Grilly knows what I'm talking about, right? Remember, Grill? You were the silverback. And I was going to hunt him down. I had a safari hat on, and I saw him in the distance, and we had this little rifle that shot those little suction darts, and I was getting them right in the back. It was awesome. Tackled them down, and then I had my way.
Yeah. I wish you had a narrator for that one. But real quick, The Archangel says, no video. The Archangel says, I'm going to get circumcised and make him/her a cute vest with matching boots and with baby oil. Dude, he's going
Hey, now. Wow.
You have someone aggressive on here, dude.
Yeah. Hey, Buffalo Bill, calm down. Wow. Got a serial killer on our hands here, Todd.
I'm sure you can handle him.
I'll snap his neck.
Oh, shit. Eric says Marsha is one hell of a woman. God bless her hairy ass.
Hey, have we met? How do you know that?
Eric's a fan. He might have seen a couple WNBA games with you. So,
Oh, okay, maybe. Or you sometimes you catch it under the shorts. I kind of wore kind of short. I may not have shaved all the way up, so he may have seen a little carpet action there.
Oh, see, this is what happens. I blame the Angels for this. Whenever they suck, we go into these tangents and we start talking about your runway. We start talking about your feet. Start talking about how you want to get impregnated. Well, you're.
Oh, you talking about the hairway to heaven?
Whatever you call it, man.
That's what it's called.
Tyler, by the way, Tyler is in town. He used to be, I think, in the East Coast I think in the East Coast. Now he's moved back to California, so that's another one that could be chasing you down.
Hey, Ty. How you doing there, pal?
Eric says, I'm spoken for, but I do like the hairy ones, Marsha. I see you, girl.
I see you too, pal. Maybe you can see me pee one day.
Oh, come on.
Was that too far, Todd? Huh? Is that too far? There's nothing wrong with that.
See, I gotta turn this into like a love line or something because you're getting a lot of play here. The Archangel says he wants to play you one-on-one. So
the Archangel's out of control. Let me tell you, man. I'm getting a little turned on over here. A little hot under the collar. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, unfortunately, I do. Grillmaster's very jealous at this point. I got.
It's all right, girl. You don't get mad.
Tyler says I felt a shiver down my spine.
Just think of this. Just think of that moment when you're in bed with me. It's dark. Some guys like the lights off, and then you just feel my hands completely grasp around your biceps to where my fingers are touching, and I pin you to the bed, and you cannot move or breathe.
And you're laughing in his ear?
And I'm laughing in your ear and humping your lights up.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I mean, that's what it's like. That's what it's like.
See, Marsha, it's been such a long time. You were overseas. You were at Seas Candy. Yes. Up in La Cañada.
Up in La Cañada, yeah. So, not La Canada, La Cañada.
Little La Cañada, yeah. This is definitely not the Roger Lodge show that you're accustomed to and everyone else is.
No.
Yeah. But thank you for coming on, Marsha, and talking with us again. I know you've been very, very busy.
I haven't. I've been trying to catch the Angel games too. For some reason on my TV, I could only get them in Spanish, so I'm just watching them. Just with the volume down. But I don't know how that works. But anyway, but yeah, hey, but we're gonna turn it around, Todd. Right? We're right there. We're close to 500, right? We're gonna turn it around.
Yeah, we should have been there tonight, though.
Yeah, I agree with you. But we'll get it. Don't worry, Todd. We'll get them tomorrow. Who's with me, huh? Who's rooting for our Angels, huh? Who's with me?
I'm with you.
You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Todd, get fired up.
I'm fired. I'm fired up and scared.
Get fired up, Todd. Get fired up.
Don't talk to me like.
I'm sorry, Todd. Hey, Todd. I got a little excited. Sorry about that.
I can see that because when you get fired up, bad things tend to happen.
Yeah. I gotta watch the tone there. I apologize.
You gotta revive in 25.
Revive in 25, Todd. That's what we're doing.
So I think you played for the Atlanta Dream. I think you're a dream of you're going to be in the dreams of the Archangel and Eric and Tyler and especially Grillmaster. And now Randy's getting hot for you right there. So
oh boy, hey Randy. Hey now. Nothing I like more than banging a producer boy.
A short Irish producer boy.
There you go. Hey, short, even better. You know, I like me some short guys. You know that, right? I like to lean on them, my elbow on their head while I'm standing next to them. I always joke. It's just a joke, but I love doing that. And then I just pork them in the hotel.
Okay, I'm going to get back to baseball. Thank you, Marcia, for
Hey,
coming
go
on.
Angels, everyone, go Angels!
Go Angels.
All right, bud. I'll talk to you later, pal.
All right, we'll see.
All right, bucko.
All right.
All right, bye.
Marcia, everybody. We had a little extended talk right there. Marcia hasn't been on in a while, so the pal is back. She'll be tuning in, and that means, might have some more calls. We hadn't had calls in a little bit, so it's good to hear. Man, so the Angels, we had a little getting back to the game. See, this is why I blame the Angels. When we have games like this, we tend to get phone calls because what's there to talk about when you get shut out 2-0 in a 4.5-hour game with the rain delays? You have 8 hits. This should have been a game where you get hyped up. Kochanowicz should have, maybe got a no decision instead of a loss. You should have scored a few runs. I would have accepted a 3-2 victory. Obviously, any victories would be great. But man, oh man, losing 2-0. The pitching was good enough to win. And again, the offense does absolutely nothing. The game time without the delays was 2.5 hours. So, this game kind of flew by. And the Angels on top of it lose a game in the standings. So it kind of sucks all around. Bad Friday night. Look to get back at it tomorrow. Saturday's game. Hopefully the Angels can get a victory right there against the Orioles in game 2, as we'll look at the pitching matchups real quick. In game 2, in Baltimore, we have scheduled for tomorrow Sangano versus Anderson. Tyler Anderson goes for the Angels. Sangano is probably one of their best pitchers. He pitched pretty good in Anaheim. He got the win there. I forget how many he struck out. Let me go back to that one if I could see all his recent games here. I know I could pull it up. Against the Angels, he pitched 7 1/3, 1 run, 3 hits allowed. He struck out 9. Was it 9 that night? I'm not seeing the strikeout right here. What he had, I believe. Oh yeah, he had only 5 strikeouts that night. But he pitched his ass off in that one. The Angels couldn't hit him. He pitched to contact and then lost 4-1. The Angels lost that game 4-1. But he's coming in with a record of 5-4 with 3.23 ERA. So it's not bad. He's easily their best pitcher right now. So we'll have to watch him. Tyler Anderson has come off of a couple piss poor performances. He's gotten his ERA up to 3.99. His last 2 starts, 4 1/3, 5 runs, 7 hits, and then 3 runs, 8 hits, and 4 2/3. He's been funking around the the strike zone too much. So he's been struggling right there. So we're going to need him to get going in the start on tomorrow, which tomorrow's game is a 1:05 start. And then you have a 10:35 start on Sunday. Pavich versus Kikuchi. Kikuchi's pitching really good. Cade Pavich is a left-hander, 1-5 with a 5.46 ERA. So he's been hit around lately. 4 of the last 5 starts, the Orioles have lost. The most he's pitched is 5 2/3, and that was on the 16th of May. So he has not been very good for the Orioles. And Kikuchi is coming off some pretty good starts. He's 2-5 with a 2.92 ERA. The Angels have won 4 out of his last 5 starts. He's pitched on average over 5 innings in all 5 of his starts. His last start against the Athletics, 7 1/3 right there. He pitched really good, no runs allowed. So those are the final 2 games of the Orioles series. We'll talk about the Yankees when we get to that point, because we're going to hit on a 4-game road trip in a 4-game road trip in Tampa Bay. And then we have the 3 games set in New York. So we'll talk about those games as we move forward. But yeah, you got to clean up against these bad teams. Losing tonight kind of sucked. So you want to turn it around against, you want to win these remaining games. I'm sorry, against Tampa. Why did I say Tampa? Because I had the Orioles schedule up here. My bad. We got the Yankees after that. My bad. So we got the Yankees for 4 after Baltimore. So we got to clean up against Baltimore before we play New York. I would love for them to win this series, but now they got to play from behind, losing game 1 in a very winnable game. Eric Ward says, if they go 0-7 on this road trip, I'd fire Washington right now. I would too. Eric also said, and by the way, why does Johnny Washington still have a job after another abysmal hitting performance? I don't know, man. He continues to have that job and hold it down. And it really sucks, dude. It really, really sucks. Sagano did destroy us the last time out. Flash says Sagano is going to look like Greg Maddux tomorrow against the Angels. Our best bet is Sunday. So he's already calling for two out of 3 right there. Losing, Flash says. So we'll see what happens in the next 2 games. I'll be here tomorrow right after the game is over, likely around 4 o'clock or so. So be on the lookout for that. Check your notifications. If you haven't liked and subscribed, do so now. And while we have the Max people on in the chat, let's get the Max Market Pros some love because let's see, where is it? We have this advertisement right here. Who's behind that cool graphic? Well, that would be Max Market Pros. They are the ones that are going to help you get your small business to the next level. If you have a skateboard shop, if you're a local business, if you're having a hard time with an online business, reaching more customers is the hardest thing to find. Word of mouth doesn't always get you there. Sometimes you need a little push, a little shove in the right direction, and that direction is from Max Market Pros. They are Google certified to help you get to the top of the search engine list, to help your business grow, to get the word out about how good you are by building you a good website as well. They do a lot of things in social media too to help up the ante for your business. So why not give Max Market Pros a shot? Give them a holler. They will give you a free negotiation to tell you exactly what they're about, just in case you didn't get enough information from me. And tell them I sent you over to Max Market Pros as you try to get your business, company, or social media to the next level. Drew says, boy, this show took a turn. It sure did. And that's what we do when we have a tough night like this. Also, Eric says, also, it's better than a yummy tasting nut. That is for sure. Nobody wants a yummy tasting nut. That's for damn sure. So with that being said, we'll accept this guy.
On everybody. My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut?
No, let's not do that. I mean, that guy breaks into this show more than anybody. All right, so that being said, we lost tonight. We will see you back here tomorrow. Go Angels. Support, like, and subscribe on the page. It really helps out if you haven't already done so, to get the notification bell as well. Hit that as well. But the subscription is what we really want to get up to. And again, if you want a nice shirt, we have these HITI baseball shirts ready to go for the network, celebrating 4 years on the air. And we have a lot more shirts coming, especially a Nacho Night. If you want to show your friends a Nacho Night shirt, we have baseball to talk about. We talked about earlier. We gave to a very good charity in the Philippines, getting little kids to play baseball that were subjected to all kinds of tough times. They are now going to be able to play softball and baseball. So there you go. Thanks to us and a few others that helped out donating. So there you go. The Halo brothers are pushing coffee now. Yeah, go figure. It's on the page, Grill Master. But it's good quality shirts, man. We went away from the Gildan. We got this cotton shirt that's very, very strong and lightweight at the same time. And we're gonna have more shirts to give away as well, and also to sell different designs. And we got some hats. We got trucker hats and regular hats if you're into that as well. Coffee and nuts. Thanks, Eric. With that being said, everyone have a good rest of your evening. We'll catch you tomorrow on the flip side. Let's get a dub, people.